All right, guys, welcome to the Give It Podcast, the podcast for blurs, for nerds. If you have a fandom, you are most certainly welcome here. I'm host of the Most Black Spartan. Of course, I am not riding solo tonight. I do have my co-pilot with me, Chad. How you doing?
Good and stuff.
Good and stuff because you had dinner before we started, but that's cool. With that being said, guys, although Joe is not with us, he is at the Ghostbusters Frozen Empire premiere, but we do have a clip for him being on site. But guys, as we always say on this podcast, even though we're a little bit older, we do try to watch our language, but words do fly. At the same time, there may be things that might be shown that might be too intense for younger viewers, so viewer discretion is advised. Aside from that, welcome. So, what we're going to start with first is, well, something that's not very well received right now. With a couple of trailers, guys, we're going to first start off with the Bill Skarsgård version of The Crow. And again, it's not really accepted, but here's a trailer.
What's the first thing you liked about me?
I thought that you were quite brilliantly broken.
You feel like my person.
You feel like my person.
What's the worst thing you've ever done?
I saw things. I shouldn't have seen any of it.
Julie! Julie! Please don't do that!
When someone dies, a crow carries their soul to the land of the dead. But sometimes something so bad happens that the soul cannot rest. Until you put the wrong things right. You were given the power of a god. But you're running out of time to save her. I'm gonna kill them. Every single one of them. And killed you.
Yeah, you did.
We have a problem. He came for us.
First impulse. Anger.
It's not anger. It's love.
Look at what you've become. You know that love promises only pain. You have no idea what hell awaits you. No, I do.
How many people have you loved?
I'll never be alone.
Okay, so that was the trailer for The Crow, guys. As you can see, that's going to star as Bill Skarsgård, FK Twigs, and Danny Hudson. It was, I know Chad's not going to know this because The Crow was way before your time. But, sir, the first Crow was somewhere in the 90s, like I said, but way before your time. Say what? It wasn't really a horror movie. It was a movie about a person that just can't die unless they right or wrong. But it looks like I got Joe. Let's see. Joe, you with us?
Kind of
on scene and whatnot. Joe, I know before we get to the Ghostbusters premiere, before we get to that, really quickly, because before I get into The Crow, have you seen the trailer for The Crow yet?
That is I can attest that is a trailer for a moving, talking film picture.
Well, again, with that being said, guys, and I'm going to point this out, and I'm going to throw it to Joe, because The Crow that me and Joe know, and those of our age, we're used to the Brandon Lee version, which in our minds and hearts will forever be the Crow version. There are other movies out there. Other movies did go direct DVD, depending on your flavor or whatnot. The thing about what this is with The Crow is the fact that this 2024 version wasn't really very well received. But again, the fact that Hollywood just can't seem to make original movies. Did they go too far? Is it a little too much? Is it too emo? I mean, take what you will from this. For me, I'm going to be kind of honest. There's no reason for me to see this. I'm not. Seeing the fact of the same story being told over and over again, it doesn't really resonate well with me. So it's probably going to be a pass for me on this. You guys let us know in the comments what you think. But Joe, what about you?
The only Crow I know is Sting.
Which again, we must say happy retirement to Sting on that one, because I was gonna get to that part. But yes, Sting did retire to AEW as champion, but also his Crow persona. But again, guys, like I said, let us know in the comments what you think of the Crow trailer. I am just really not that enthused about it. But Joe, since we got you, man, again, for all those that don't know, Joe, along with the other Tennessee Ghostbusters, let them know what you've been doing all this week, Joe.
I've been all over New York, like New York City. I now feel at home here. I have a regular at a bagel place.
But the reason
every morning I go get the Leo from Zucker's and a large cup of coffee.
But the other reason why you're in New York, sir?
Oh, ghostbusting.
Yeah, Joe actually, along with Tennessee Ghostbusters, did go up for the premiere of Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Of course, it does come out. It is scheduled to come out very soon. Joe them got to see the premiere of it, as well as got to attend some events. Before I play this clip that he got for us as he was in front of the firehouse, as certain co-stars of the movie were coming up. But how, come on, Joe, tell us something. How was it?
Really good. Actually a bit scarier than usual. Not like terrifying and you can't take your kids to go see it, but there is definitely more horror elements to this iteration.
Okay.
I played the long game. I was in the standby for the will call line for 3.5 hours, and my patience paid off.
Nice.
My theater also had Matt Stryker.
For reasons beyond our comprehension.
I asked, what's Matt Stryker doing here? And he just replies doing this.
Hey, if they pay for it, I guess. But I'm like, Mortal Kombat.
The international J-pop sensation Atarashi Gakko was in the theater. Yeah, and they were all happy someone knew them.
I saw you did get pictures of them too as well. But before
I used all my Japanese to get a picture with the group.
But mission accomplished. But before I play this clip in front of the firehouse, Joe, do you want to get some context over just the promo, or just let it play?
This is just what Ivan Reitman's son, Jason Reitman, the director, and Ernie Hudson gave us a small talking to at the premiere event yesterday.
Okay. Well, with that being said, let's play it and see.
I have no idea how the audio quality is for this.
Let's give it a shot.
You say you're working on a Ghostbusters story, so you meaning there could be more in the past? That's all right. I was trying to get the exclusive. All right, Ernie Hudson's on his way to. Man, that's muscles. All right, so for everyone out there, without giving out anything, what can you say about Frozen Empire?
I mean, this is a big ass Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah.
We really went for it with this one. We want to bring the story right back here to Lower Manhattan, where this entire saga began. Right back to this firehouse, the soul of Ghostbusters, and we're bringing it. This is the biggest meanest threat our Ghostbusters have ever faced, and it's going to take guys like this to stop it.
Yeah!
Come on over.
Love you, Ernie!
Don't make me do this.
Guys, don't make me do this. Ernie, what is it seeing all these fans? We had a couple get married or propose to each other just earlier this morning. I mean, where are you guys? They both have crazy. There they are.
Yeah!
That's wonderful. Yeah. I got married to Ghostbusters 40 years ago. But it's so good to see you guys. You know, it's over the past 40 years, you guys have been like family. You guys have, at times when things were uncertain, you guys have been right there, and I so appreciate the fact that you showed up today and you're showing up for this film and you're showing up for me. It means a lot. So thank you all very much.
Yeah! Thank you!
Kenny Grace as well. Everyone make some noise. See, hello. How's it going? How crazy is this? I mean, everyone is here for you guys.
This is crazy.
It's so cool to see everything iced up and everything. I'm pretty sure they're here for the movie, but not just for us.
You notice the little Stay Puffs too? I mean, yeah, they're like Waldo, like fine Stay Puff over here. Where you see, there they are. So, what is it? You got to film in New York City. You got to be a part of this special place. What's one memory you're going to take away from this?
Well, we actually shot in London. We built a blaster to Ecto 1.
Ecto 1, you were here eventually. You're like,
Ecto 1 is remembering all of those special memories carrying down the street right now, just thinking about it. I just think that it's really special to get to be here and be. Because I feel like I was shooting guys.
That's me.
So
Sorry.
busy, and I feel like I would be able to do
My arm
it.
was gonna give out.
Be a part of the Ghostbusters family because every time I listen to work when I was younger, I was here pictures or stuff. So it's really good to see the inside and actually be here for another reason.
I want to show. So fans, as you, I'm sure as you all have seen, fans have made some pretty amazing things. But one man, where's the Dustbuster?
Duster, where you at?
Whoa, where are you?
Dustbuster over there too. So it's crazy.
Tennessee!
I think that guy stole a bunch of toilet paper and made a Stay Puft over there. There's some cool things as well. So do you guys want to say anything to all the fans in the crowd before we get on our way? I know you got a busy day with the premiere tonight. Ernie?
Yeah, no, I just want to say, I already said I'm so glad you're here, but I hope you enjoy this movie because you poured our hearts into it, and directed, wrote, and it's amazing, you know. But we did it all for you, so we're hoping that you like this movie. It's our just love letter to you, and because you guys have just given us so much. So thanks for being here. Let's have a great time tonight, and I'm really excited.
I'm a fan too, so it's really special for me to get to be here. So thank you to you guys as the Ghostbusters family for I know that I'm still
Thank you.
But thank you for welcoming me with open arms and letting me be a part of your family. Letting me be here. It's really, really special. It means the world to me. So thank you for coming. I hope that you guys love this.
Thank you guys for coming, and we're gonna go.
You know what to do. Gil, how do you want to end it off with everyone here?
Well, Logan, I think gave us the perfect capper. I just want to say we are so privileged to be a part of this community of Ghostbusters. There is no one else I would trust than all of you guys out there. Keep these streets clean from supernatural threats, whatever shape they may take. It means the world to look out and see your faces, knowing that our stories are connecting, and we hope to tell many more of these. And let's go Ghostbusters! Frozen Empire in theaters everywhere next Friday, March 22nd. Everyone make some noise.
All right. So of course, Joe being on the scene, dude, I am jealous. I'm beyond jealous. I'm not gonna lie about that. I am beyond jealous that you got to see the co-stars of Frozen Empire. You got to actually see Frozen Empire. You got to explore the better parts of New York. I guess without giving it away, since Frozen Empire comes out March 22nd, your impression, sir. Oh, there you go. Your impression, if you will, without giving any spoilers away. Is it worth the watch?
Oh, absolutely.
Cool. That's all we need.
It's also worth noting that Ernie Hudson took that jacket off to let everybody know how much he's been working out. His arms were huge.
I can imagine. I mean, hey, Winston is finally getting the shine he deserves. So I am not mad about that at all. But for the rest of us guys, Frozen Empire will be in theaters March 22nd. So that is actually next Friday, I believe. Of course, Joe's already seen it. Hopefully I'll be able to see it. Hopefully me and Chad will be able to go see it and be able to give our impressions of it. But so far, reviews have come in and it's been positive. I actually haven't found from that premiere one negative review about Frozen Empire, but again, there wasn't one negative review about Afterlife. So here's to hoping more Ghostbuster stories are down the pipe. But Joe, before we move on, anything else you want to add that to the premiere of what you saw or people you ran into aside from a Japanese group?
It was a whirlwind day yesterday.
Oh, I can imagine. I can definitely imagine. What'd you get you? Chad, what's up?
I have a question. Was Chris Pratt there?
Why would Chris Pratt be there?
I have no clue.
Apparently, some guys called Practical Jokers was there.
Oh, yeah, I heard of him.
I'm trying to figure out where Chris Pratt came from.
I don't know.
I wonder if he means Paul Rudd.
I think he means. I'm thinking he means Paul Rudd too, because I'm like.
No, I can just imagine Chris Pratt being a Ghostbuster. I don't know why.
Oh Lord. Okay, well, we hope that's not the case, but Chris Pratt, I guess, is everywhere. Oh, thank you, Tafari, because Tafari said because he's in everything. Yeah, that would probably be about right. But speaking of things that are in everything, guys, since we got you here, Joe, for as long as we can, Venom 3 actually has news about Venom 3. Venom 3 does have news and a release date. According to IGN, Sony Pictures has informed that Venom 3's last movie will be called Venom: The Last Dance. The release date for Venom: The Last Dance will be October 25th of this year, which is kind of odd because next to nothing has been said about the Venom movie outside the fact that it's being filmed, and at the same time that we know that it's coming, even though at the time of the Venom movie, if we remember correctly, they did hint at the Tom Holland Spider-Man, assuming that there would be a crossover. So because of this, we have next to nothing on information regarding The Last Dance. We don't know if Tom Holland Spider-Man will make an appearance in this. They are being very tight-lipped over at Sony about this because let's kind of be honest, Venom is probably their best money maker, I guess you can say, out of their series, because we see what happened with Madam Web. Me and Joe have called Madam Web a long time ago how bad it would be. We also go ahead, Joe.
I would say Venom is their only moneymaker.
Yeah, I'd say so too. But I mean, me and Joe called them. No, movies, Chad, not video games.
Oh,
movies. Like Sony's Marvel Spider-Man. Okay, that is done gangbusters. But movie-wise, Chad, Madam Web did not do well. Morbius, let's not even cross that bridge. But right now, Venom seems to be the only thing that's bringing in money. Oh, but what did Mr. Final Max say? Maybe he can voice a ghost one day, someday. Yeah, true. What did you say? Oh, hey, Kira. Yeah, hey, Kira. That title instills confidence. All right. What did you say, Tafari? And Michael Jordan took that title personally. Wow. You'll be all right. Oh Lord, I fully expect the song "The Last Dance" will be played. You know what? If it is Mr. Final Max, you would have won. That's a you would have won thing. All right, Joe. Well, I know you're still in New York, dude. So thanks for hopping in for a second. Please be safe. We'll see you back on the show next week, guys.
Goodbye.
Yep, I gotta hop around the corner and grab some Shake Shack.
Lucky dog. All right, man. Be safe.
Later. Bye, guys.
Later. See you later. But anyway, guys, yeah, Venom 3 coming out. I am just it doesn't inspire confidence. It doesn't. And don't get me wrong, I love Tom Hardy as Venom. I love the fact that, that he's done this so far. It's not clean. It's not the clean-cut hero. It is very dirty. It's grungy. I love the playoff of the fact of Venom kind of being his own symbiote, but having his own attitude. It all seemed to work in Venom 1 and Venom 2. Venom 3, I just don't know. And Kira, you're probably right. Maybe we'll get the Tobey Maguire crossover. I wouldn't be mad about that.
The red one. We avoid the red one.
Well, that's Carnage.
I know.
Carnage. Well, Carnage he's never dead. Although Woody Harrelson did play a nice Cassidy, so I can't be mad about that. But you also forget there's also Riot. Riot's still alive.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he get blown up by the spaceship?
Yes, but didn't they say that all symbiotes have copies? That's the one thing you gotta keep. That's the one thing you gotta keep in mind when dealing with symbiotes. You're not always rid of them. But again, with Venom coming out, we just don't know. But we know we're getting it this year. That also being said, guys, just to switch gears for a second, you Street Fighter characters. For Street Fighter 6, we did get the announcement for Akuma, probably one of my favorite characters, and probably people's favorite characters to, not play against, because let's be honest, if you can master Akuma is like the king of, Akuma is like the equivalent to King in Tekken, which means if you can play with him well, chances are you can't get beat. If you play against him and don't know how to play well, chances are you don't get beat. But anyway, here's the trailer for it.
Hundreds of opponents, all felled by his hand. Thousands of strikes exchanged. They forged his spirit. Every moment engraved into his very being. Fists with ambitions so great, they seek to soar beyond the very heavens. Suits.
And that was the trailer, guys, for Street Fighter 6 Akuma. He'll be coming out in spring 2024. Not an exact date, but if I had to take a wild guess, probably somewhere between April and May. But I'm not, the whole character concept, the drawing, the whole beat up. For me, Akuma is body goals because that's Gaines. That's Gaines with gray hair. I'm trying to get Gaines and I got gray hair. I'm halfway there. But what do you say, Tafari, with the hive mind, which is why they got pulled into the MCU? He's explaining about the symbiotes that you saw. And what did he say, Mr. Final Max? Could have sworn they were done with Akuma, but he does have that name recognition. Yeah, he does. I mean, I could say they'll be done with Akuma, but let's be honest, Akuma is one of those characters that, you know, you always have to keep because he's very popular. He's very wanted. And again, if you're like me, Akuma is one of my favorite characters in Street Fighter to play with. But again, if you love to play with them, chances are you don't take a lot of losses. If you play against them but don't know how to beat them, you probably take a lot of losses. That's just being honest. But speaking of games, I did want to cover this little news tidbit as well, because me and Joe and others here on GetBit, we usually cover games most of the time, and we do stick with the times our games are announced. That being said, we are going to be seeing the Summer of Games. Of course, this was just announced on comicbook.com that Summer of Games Fest will be coming back Friday, June 7th in Los Angeles at the YouTube Theater. Now, let's be honest. The only reason we ever pay attention to this and Winter Games, the Video Game Awards, is just for the trailers. At this time, we don't know what's going to be shown a couple of months from now. But if I was a betting man, we're probably going to see new titles being shown, or at least by my best guess, we're probably going to see some instances of GTA 6. That's just me. You are excited about GTA 6?
Yes.
You have never said anything about GTA 6. Why are you excited about it?
Because I want to play it.
Just out of curiosity, what GTAs have you played?
GTA 5 and GTA 4.
And you like them both?
Yes.
I'm concerned and yet I'm proud at the same time. But yes, we don't know exactly what's going to be shown at Summer Game Fest. Like I said, at this moment, we could be seeing a lot of game showcase. We could be seeing the next Spider-Man game showcase. We could be seeing say what?
The green balloon.
Yeah, you could be seeing that. But like I said, we don't know as of yet with the new games being shown. So that's up in the air. Yes, sir.
Since you brought up Spider-Man, I have a piece of paper that has every single villain that I think is going to be in Spider-Man. Number one.
Hang on. Wait. What Spider-Man are you talking about?
Spider-Man 3.
So the Spider-Man 3 game that's rumored to be with Miles Morales.
I have a feeling.
Good.
I have a feeling, considering that what's his name got put the little medicine thingy in his arm, or not the medicine thingy.
I'm trying to remember.
Harry, that's his name.
So you think you're gonna see the Hobgoblin face Miles Morales? So you're not gonna get the Green Goblin. You're talking about the Hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin or Green Goblin?
I can see that. I mean, Miles does face the Hobgoblin in the comic books, so why would he not face it here? But he faces a version of the Hobgoblin.
Or maybe, you know how Peter got corrupted with the Venom symbiote? Maybe Miles could get corrupted with the Carnage symbiote.
Well,
because they did kind of tease that in one of the suits and the.
But here's the thing.
Storyline.
But you also have to ask. You also have to point out one thing though. In Spider-Man 2, where did he run to the Carnage symbiote?
The guy. The Flame Leader had it. Like, he had a little bit of Venom.
But where'd it go?
Who knows?
See, you got to explain that part.
Teleported to the Shadow Realm.
See, you got to explain that part. If you can explain that part where it is, then I
think I might know where it is.
Well, hold on to that thought for a second, because I want to ask you something else, Chad. My Hero Academia, how do you feel about it?
I heard something about an American.
Wait. No. It's what else I'm saying first. How do you like it? Really, Mr. I play with All Might and do Smash every time I get a second. Now you're quiet.
You don't talk about that.
You don't want to show your love for All Might, huh?
I may or may not have My Hero Ultimate Rumble installed on my PlayStation 5. Maybe.
You do know I can see everything on your PlayStation 5. That being said, guys, we do want to talk about My Hero Season 7 because the trailer did come out for it. Mr. Final Max, of course, agreed. I'm excited for next season. So are we. And Safari TV, the downplay of the villains last season was a crime. To a certain extent, I'll give you that. But with that being said, guys, we want to go ahead and get the official trailer for Season 7. Yes, it is subtitled because none of our Japanese is that good, but here it is.
絶 絶望を乗り越え、その先へ、さらに向こうへ。
君たち自身と君たちが守りたいものを守るために少しでも力を底上げしてもらう。全てを無に帰す力の結晶、ワン・フォー・オール、手に入れられれば。
戦いは避けられなくても、その奥にあるものを無視はしたくない。
私はあの人の当たり前を知らない。
俺はただお前のために。
誰が泣こうが笑おうが、明日は平等にやってくる。それなら笑おうぜ。
ここから始まるよ、余一。結局どこまでもオールマイトオール・フォー・ワン、お前はバカなことをしたよ。このクラスは強いぞ。行こうか。ぶっ壊してやる。君の憎しみが僕らの輝かしい未来に。
マスターが困ってる。二の足を踏む理由がどこにあるのさ。みんなで取り戻すんだ。必ず止めよう。さあ、ヴィラン退治だ。
That's, well, I know you're gonna get to that, so I'm gonna wait. Hang on a second. So that, guys, as you can see, is the trailer for My Hero Academia. That's actually gonna be coming out, it looks like, on May the 4th. So we're not too far off from that. And what were you about to say, Chad, about a certain movie?
That one right there.
Well, you have to explain it because people are wanting to know because you pointed out a movie. Can you explain the movie?
So I heard that it's about it takes place like somewhere in between season 3 when I think All Might does the little thing to Deku where he says you're next.
Mm-hmm.
And this other guy who basically was an All Might fanboy thought he was talking to him, and he basically went crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's trying to hunt down Midoriya or something like that.
So you're saying so they're repeating the role from The Incredibles?
I guess so.
Do you remember the storyline from The Incredibles about the fact that Syndrome felt like he was slighted by Mr. Incredible and decided that instead of him actually getting powers, he wanted to prove that he was better than him? So, okay, but you are right, though. And I do get that fact. Need to see Star Stripe riding jet, and that, yes, she definitely has arrived. But yes, there is a movie coming out for it called You're Next, and here's the trailer for it, as Chad pointed out.
United! Stay come 君だ。この俺があなたを象徴を引き継ぐ。
こちら A 組3班脱獄3名確保。こっちは4人勝ってんだ。
A 組2班脱獄6名を確保した。
一体何が。
なんだこいつ。
危機感知が最大レベルで警告してくる。あの男は一体。
次は俺だ。
新しいオールマイト。
Okay, so that was the trailer, guys, for the next My Hero Academia movie, You're Next. Now, I was actually explaining to Chad while I was playing, just for everybody to know, this basically is going to fall in between season 6 and season 7. Now, again, not to spoil too much of My Hero Academia, if you haven't been paying attention to I like to call it the Dark Deku arc, to where he was basically fighting villains on his own, but eventually did come back to UA. This is basically the spot in between UA and then the final fight with Mr. Mr. All for One. But let's see. So Nega Knight, odd idea. Yeah, definitely. It definitely is odd idea. But I definitely want to give Chad props about that because even though he won't admit it, even though right now he's being recorded, he won't admit that he does love My Hero Academia, and that's completely fine. You really should. There is no shame in saying that. But Move right along, guys. The other trailer that we did want to cover, is that One Punch Man. Again, that's one of my favorites that we are finally going to get, which I hope is the next arc, which is Garo basically becoming, well, I don't want to give too much away from it, but again, here is the trailer for One Punch Man Season 3.
彼はリミッターが外れていた。どんなに努力を重ねても生物の成長には制限が設けられている。強力すぎる力は持ち主に負担がかかり不具合を生じさせる。あるいは品性を失った怪人のように暴走を起こすこともある。だから個々の生物は生存目的や理性を失わない範囲内でしか成長できないように神に設計されている。それがリミッターだ。だが彼は違った。平凡な出生、平凡な生活、何の素質も持たないただの一般人。それが努力のみで限界の扉をこじ開け、リミッターを破壊した。
最強対最強。アニメ「ワンパンマン」第3期制作進行中。
Okay, so that was the trailer, guys, for One Punch Man Season 3. For all those that don't know, just to get you a quick catch up, this is basically following what happened in events of Season 2, where Garo has he's evolved in a way, because, you know, for all those that watch One Punch Man, everybody wants to know what's the secret to his ability. And the secret to his ability, as he always sat there and said, was 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, a 10-kilometer run every day, which everybody didn't believe him because he was so overpowered. But Garo is probably the closest thing to him, to the point to where in the last season, he kind of snapped a little bit. So season 3 is going to pick up the story of where, what did you call Garo was going to become?
Cosmic Garo.
You can say it. It's not wrong. You're right.
Cosmic Garo.
Yeah.
I watched a 5-hour recap of the entire.
You watched it. Why do you regret watching a 5-hour recap?
Because it hurt. I didn't overflow with information that my brain couldn't compete with.
So wait.
5-hour time span.
So you sat there for 5 hours watching a recap of the story so far in One Punch Man?
Yeah.
And
up to the end of season 2 to where the manga is right now. Now my head hurts just thinking about it.
You are so ready for college. But you are so ready for college. But anyway, that's basically going to be coming out soon. We don't have a release date on when that will be available. But again, looking forward to that as well. And really quickly, just because I know Chad cannot watch it, although I will definitely not let him watch it for reasons. Invincible. If you were watching Invincible, because you definitely cannot watch Invincible.
The only way I know about Invincible is
go ahead.
Fortnite.
Yeah, because the character's on Fortnite.
Man hitting the gritty.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Yeah, Omni can hit the gritty.
Omni-Man doing the gritty. Okay. That's different.
And you got Invincible over here doing the electro shuffle.
Yo.
Hey, Tafari, I'm sorry. He just threw me off just now with Omni-Man doing the gritty in my head. So
Invincible is the cutoff in the household?
Yeah, that's usually the line in the sand because I'm like between Invincible. I mean, the funny part is he could watch Demon Slayer with no problem, but I don't think he may not be ready for Invincible yet. But anyway, man, while you're on, I do got to ask your thoughts, sir, on the My Hero and One Punch Man while you're here.
Everybody's crying about One Punch Man because of the animation studio, and I'm like, I'm just happy we're getting a season 3 at this point because the manga and the webtoon are both like so far ahead of what we're doing.
Yeah,
I'm just happy we're getting something at this point. As far as My Hero, I feel like they're gonna stretch it into an 8th season because the manga is like apparently wrapping up, but it seems like we're gonna be jumping around a lot this season because there is a part where it's like they are doing kind of the final battle, and even in the trailer, it's gonna same when the manga is like, well, this is just happening now, I guess. So I don't know. I wish they had fleshed out the villains part more because that was like a very exciting part for everybody. But apparently, they don't like to idolize the bad guys in Japan. I found out.
Yeah, they kind of have outside of Psychopaths and maybe Mob and no Psychopaths and there's another one with it. Jujutsu
Kaisen.
Smash.
Not Jujutsu. Although Jujutsu Kaisen is another one, but it's another. Yeah, no, it's an older one. It'll come to me. Gangsta. There we go. Gangster.
That one I've seen people talk about a lot, but I know even when they did the My Villain stuff, they were kind of like, y'all got like X amount of chapters to wrap this up because we don't want them glorifying the bad guys. And I'm like, but you're kind of getting like, you got perspective.
That's another one. Death Note's another one. Yeah.
I mean, we were the villain the whole show. That was different, but it was just kind of we gave them a whole arc of backstories and finding out quirks can evolve, and we were rooting for them until you realize, oh, yeah, this is what we have to deal with for the good guys next season. Like, I was surprised they're really off twice. I thought he was getting, and then filmed it.
Yeah, it was interesting about that, but between that and like I said, also, what else I was going to ask you about while you're here, because. Outside,
they're making a movie out of the Batman Deku arc apparently because we're squeezing.
Oh yeah, they're gonna squeeze a movie in between season 6 and season 7. Like they're trying to squeeze it, and I know it's not bad because we kind of were due for another My Hero movie after Two Heroes because I think it's been 3 years since Two Heroes. So
Flashbacks of Two Heroes.
Say what?
I almost threw up because of Two Heroes.
Why'd you? Oh, because you're on the 40X ride. That's why. The 40X ride.
Oh,
we had messed up, and we went to go see Two Heroes on 40X, and didn't realize it was a ride.
I didn't know they gave that option. They said, "Do you want sub or dub?" That's it.
Yeah, like ours was it dub? Jad, do you remember?
I think it was dubbed.
I think it was dubbed.
Probably because Mom doesn't like sub. I think it was dubbed. Specifically that reason.
Okay, I was about to say because the 40X ride was a whole thing. Yeah, that was a whole smoke, water spritzing. I was like, you never should get food if you're going to go watch a 40X movie. Just accept the fact it's just one ride for 2.5 hours. But
basically a roller coaster.
I have heard that before.
Yeah, it's
not worth it.
Oh, I mean, it is. It is. Just don't get food.
Yeah, I had popcorn and I regret it.
Yeah, because popcorn went flying. Popcorn went flying.
I was a machine gun. I was spitting out those popcorn seeds.
Jesus, but
let's say if you're gonna see the new season of My Hero, you may want to watch the first movie. I will say that as a refresher.
Yeah, it will. I mean, I was gonna point. Yeah, I mean, that's a great thing to point out, just because a lot of people are getting on to My Hero. Same people are getting on to One Piece. Yes, Kira, people are getting on to One Piece. You should join us. Join the cult that you love so much. But with that also being said, people are jumping on to My Hero. And like you said, watching the first movie would actually speed up a lot of things. Same way like watching One Punch Man. You can watch the first season and just be caught up. Just because at this point, he's basically just until Garo shows up, he's basically just in the background. But I was gonna say, weren't there other animes that we that are slightly catching fire and people are just now noticing them as well? I kind of lost my list on that.
I think I know one.
What's what?
I forgot what it was called, but the main character's name is Mash or something.
You forgot the name character's name was Mash?
Yeah.
Marshall?
Whatever his name.
Marshall?
Oh.
Because of that dance. It's that dance, isn't it? It's that dance. That's what he's talking about. It is Marshall. You know the dance that they're all doing overseas is that ping pong, that
I've seen it. I've never watched the show.
Yeah, that's
the show.
It was throwing me off for a second because I was like, wait a second, is he talking about Marshall? Yes, thank you, Mr. Final Max. That's what he's talking about, because I was like, there's a TikTok out there for as long as we still have it until they decide to. That's a whole nother story. But while it's on TikTok, yes, there is a viral dance out there that is associated with the anime. Again, Marshall's a good anime also to watch if you have not watched it.
I want to watch it.
But yeah, but going back to Invincible, just to give a quick recap. Yes, we only got one episode. Yes, a lot happened in that episode. And it wouldn't be right for me to talk about now because it's recently been out. A lot of people are recovering. a lot of folks are recovering from that episode. So, Tafari, have you seen it?
I haven't, but that's basically the description I've heard. It's Hogwarts with weightlifting.
Yeah, it's exactly what that is. But with Invincible, I don't want to spoil episode 5, guys. I will say that it is available right now on Prime Video. Be mentally prepared before you start watching the show. Particularly this episode.
If you don't like being left on cliffhangers, just wait till next week and watch both, because that's one of those episodes. That episode is on the list with Spider-Verse for me. Like, I'm gonna watch it once. I ain't doing that again.
Right.
At least for Spider-Verse, I skipped the opening part. I can't watch Blonde Peter I can't watch Blonde Peter get his chest caved in twice.
Understood. And also, let's not also forget, we're not too far off from across Beyond the Spider-Verse. Now that I think about it, we're not too far off from that next part of the movie. I want to say I
would have taken a multiplayer game as a middle part. That would have been fun.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Sony.
Yeah, but let's be honest. Sony right now is trying to get Kraven the Hunter to work, and let's be honest, that doesn't have a lot of faith in it at the moment. But again, guys, like I said, Invincible is worth watching if you haven't already. Please be emotionally set for this. Again, no spoilers, but there have been some shocking changes that were made in this episode. Watch at your own risk. That's all I'm saying. Also, don't let your kids watch it. I know we shouldn't have to say this, but there are some things like The Boys on Amazon, Gen V on Amazon, and also Invincible. These are adult cartoons. This is the only time I'm ever going to say it on this podcast. Please don't let your kids watch it. You'll save yourself a whole lot of time in the long run.
I wasn't ready for this. The last fight for that, I wasn't ready for any of that.
Oh, also, yes, Spawn. That's another one. Don't let your kids watch. Kids should not be watching Spawn at all in any sense of the word. Shout out to Mr. Silverthorne himself, Keith David, but no kids should be watching Spawn. But anywho, as far as news goes, like I said, we really kind of had a light plate this week, especially with the fact that the Crow trailer. Ooh, that's what I was going to ask you before we get to comics. Tafari, did you see the trailer for the Crow?
I did not. I know of the Crow. I don't know the history and lore that y'all were discussing in the chat. So, I didn't know there was anything backstory to it. So, over my head.
Well, I'll put it this way, because long story short, think of the Crow like Highlander, except without swords.
Okay.
That's the way I put it. Think of the Crow like Highlander, except it's one of them and no swords, and he's basically going after one person, but he can't die. That's about the best way I could put it. Or as Mr. Final Max said, Crow is a story of trauma made manifest. Yeah.
Jesus
Christ. Also true. Also true. And again, like I said, there are multiple Crow movies out there. It's just that this most recent, I won't even call it a reboot. Maybe it's just a remake or just another shot they're taking out of it. And guys, let us know in the comments what you think, because I said it earlier along with Joe, who popped on here for a spell. It's not worth watching to me. I mean, you're telling the same story with different characters. It doesn't really fit what made The Crow special and made it a cult classic from begin with. And plus, we've already had City of Angels, Wicked Prayer. I know I'm missing I know we've had 4 other Crow movies, and I can only name 2 of them at the moment. But
these are Crow. Those are all connected then.
Supposedly. And
I
actually scratch that. The Crow and the Crow City of Angels are the only 2 movies that are interconnected. Because what happens?
Those are some of the rollover from wake up at the wrong time at night, early, late, and they were on HBO, and I'm just like, they all kind of seem the same weird tone, and I just need to flip to whatever I was on before I rolled on my remote.
Yeah. Now Mr. Max is right. Salvation was a TV series. That wasn't bad. But as far as movies go that were interconnected, it was Crow and City of Angels because there was a character in both movies that connected the 2. But every other movie after that, yeah, let's just say there's a reason why I went to direct to DVD. But anyway, Tafari, when you do get a chance, let me know what you think because I'm pretty sure on Blurred's Eye View, when we come back from our break, that's going to be a very big topic of discussion on that. But with that being said, guys, we're going to go ahead and move into comics. Again, as we keep saying on here with comics, first and foremost, support your local libraries, support your local comic book stores. For us, it's Rick's Comic City here in Middle Tennessee. If you are in the Middle Tennessee area, please check out Rick's Comic City, located in Nashville, Tennessee, as well as Clarksville, Tennessee. You can also check out their website at rickscomiccity.com, where you can do order your copy, or your pull list, trade covers, things of that nature. They also have mangas, anime, collector's items, posters, you name it, anything nerdy and manga and is all the way geek, they definitely have it there. They have been voted Nashville's #1 place, the go-to place for comics and things of that nature for the last 7 years. If you do wind up going to Rick's Comic City, let them know that the guys at Get Bit sent you. It doesn't get you any discounts, but you see our mugs playing on their television stations in there because they show us love. We want to give them love. If you are not in the Middle Tennessee area, guys, I cannot stress this enough. Support your local comic book stores. I'm not talking the Barnes & Noble. I am not talking the Amazons. I am not talking the places where there's a Starbucks in there and you can get a latte with your book. I am not judging you. I am just saying that there are other places out there, the mom and pop stores, the holes in the walls, the around the corner comic book stores, to where you can get the same comic books, but you can actually show more love, because I'm going to tell you right now, you are going to miss these places when they are gone, especially with the fact that I myself have taken my sons and my nephews there, and they have found their love for comics. They have found their love for mangas. They have found their love for collectibles, because they make good grades, and yours truly's wallet cries every time, but it's for good cause. But that also being said, guys, support your local comic stores, support your local libraries, because again, libraries carry comics too, and mangas and animes, things of that nature. And again, kids, this is probably going to fly over your heads, but I can't stress this enough. Read the books they don't want you to read. Read the banned books. Why? Because there's something in there they don't want you to learn, and it's going to make you better for it. So usually my co-pilot Joe usually holds up the read banned books library card. So kids, definitely read the banned books. Support your local libraries and comic book stores. At the same time, guys, you are going to miss them when they're gone. So definitely support. You're holding the imaginary library card? Matter of fact, where is your library card?
Pretend like I'm holding a PNG image of.
You actually have a library card. What happened to it?
Probably in the shadow realm, where I put the storage stuff.
Wow.
Don't ask me how I have access to the shadow realm.
Wow. In the shadow realm, really?
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, read Fahrenheit 451. Ooh. Oh, that's still one of my favorite books. But anyway, comic pull list that we have for this week. Again, these are all recommendations. We are not going into spoilers. Reason being, these are fairly new books that just came out. We only suggest these in the event that you have yet to actually see them yourselves. That being said, guys, I want to start with Red Hood, Red Hood the Hill, issue number 2, written by Martin Burrow, drawings by Green and Herms. This definitely does follow the story of Jason Todd on the Hill, as he's basically, him and Strike are going into a different storyline from the original Batman spinoff that just happened a few weeks ago. Definitely worth reading, as they are on the second issue of this. Hopefully this will continue Red Hood's story, as he is not with the Outlaws. This is basically him on his own, along with a sidekick. Not to go too much into the story, but would highly recommend it if you are a Red Hood DC fan. Just saying. My next one, Star Wars, Mace Windu, issue number 2. Again, written by Mr. Burton Dean, but drawn by Janetti Vines and Dan House. I cannot stress this enough, guys, because me, Tafari, and others have all said that there is a story in Star Wars, a story that needs to be told, and we keep hoping Filoni and company will finally give us, because Samuel L. Jackson has said it. He said that Mace Windu hasn't died. We know Mace Windu could fall out of a balcony at 100 stories and still survive. Now, I'm going to be honest with you about this story. I could say that's exactly what this is about, but I don't want to spoil it for you. I do encourage you to read this because it is giving us the Mace Windu story that we wanted. Cross our fingers, it hopes to lead to a movie. Again, me and Tafari and others have all said this. There needs to be a Mace Windu movie. It truly does need to happen. But so far, the comic that's out there right now, it is on issue 2. Still a great read. Would highly recommend it. But have you had a chance to read the Mace Windu comic yet, Tafari?
Nah, I've been hearing about the release, but I didn't even know we were on the second issue.
Oh yeah, the second issue just came out this week. So
okay,
it's still fresh, but highly recommended to actually read that one because it is definitely worth it. I love the direction they're going with him, but again, Filoni, I cannot stress this enough, sir. We need to have that movie, please and thank you.
Why don't they just do like a TV show like they did with Obi-Wan?
Well, that's kind of a you know what it is though, Chad. But here's the thing: if you do it, how many series? I mean, okay, you say Obi-Wan, right? How many episodes is Obi-Wan?
Like 10.
6.
6. Limited series.
It was a limited series. On top of that, what did they cover in Obi-Wan?
They covered what happened. I think it was like after Clone Wars and between Revenge of the Sith. No, that had Darth Vader. So,
right, you're partially right. It covered what happened after Revenge of the Sith
and New Hope.
Yeah, so you covered maybe a 10th of that area. At the same time, you did cover Princess Leia. We didn't really see Luke per se until the very end, where it mentions the boy. At the same time, at the end, you see Obi-Wan reunites with Qui-Gon Jinn, who speaks to him through the Force. Now, with all that being said, they put all that in 6 episodes. Could they do the same thing for Mace Windu? Because you have to explain, number one, how he survived. You have to explain what happened to him, because again, this is during Revenge of the Sith and New Hope. Where has he been all this whole entire time?
I don't know why, but I heard people thought he was Snoke.
No, but he's not. We found out that Snoke is
Palpatine for a while, but that thank God that's not proven.
No, Snoke was Palpatine, so it definitely wasn't him. So, although we would love to see anything, Chad, the thing about it is you have to explain exactly what happened to him. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think a 6-episode series will do justice.
Like maybe 2 seasons.
I would say a movie. I would say a movie because a movie will let you know if you can do a television series. You don't believe?
Oh yeah, they did with Jimmy Neutron.
Like, look at it this way: could you really have had the Clone Wars without Episode 2 of the Clones?
No.
Could you have Star Wars Rebels without the first Star Wars?
No.
Why?
Because I don't know.
Because context. You can't say because is never an answer. But to answer your question, you have to have context behind those shows. Those shows can take lives of their own. There are still people that will sit there and say that Star Wars Rebels is the best Star Wars adaptation out there. And they would be right. It's a hard argument. It's a hard argument.
It's between Rebels and the Clone Wars series, because that's still it's one of the greatest shows in my opinion.
So, but you realize you're talking about the Clone Wars versus Star Wars Rebels, because technically the information in Rebels is what's in Ahsoka. Because without Rebels, you wouldn't have Ahsoka. See?
I forgot.
At some point, I will make time for Rebels.
Rebels.
See, you see the point where I'm making. You're pulling. See, you are partially right. Without these series, you wouldn't actually have these great cards. You wouldn't have these great. Without the information, you would have these great series. So yes, I would love Mace Windu in his own movie. I would love to have his own series. But again, it depends on Filoni and what he does. But In the meantime, we do have the second issue, which again, highly recommend that you check out. The next one, again, this is another one out there. If you a love of the John Constantines, if you love the Zatanas, the occult, the Doctor Strange, if you will, this is another one. Batman and Dylan Dog. Dylan Dog is basically Constantine if Constantine was sober. That's about the best way I could put Dylan Dog. Do not get me wrong, love Dylan Dog and his series because he is a sober Constantine, but I still love him. The fact that him and Batman are teamed up in this particular run, would highly recommend for people to read this one. This is actually issue 1, written by Riccone, written by Riccone, drawn by Calvanio, and lettering by Vadera and Nero. That is a mouthful and a lot. But also recommend this one as well. Again, this is for more of the occults, the whodunits, because Batman is usually thrown into a lot of things with the occult, especially with Justice League Dark. If you remember that, he was thrown into that as well. But again, good first issue, would highly recommend it. Next one, as DC is setting up for their Absolute Power run for this spring, we are starting with Suicide Squad Dream Team. As you can see there, does have Bizarro, Harley Quinn, Dreamer, along with Amanda Waller. Again, guys, just to sum this up, what Absolute Power is basically going to be. Absolute Power is basically Amanda Waller taking on metahumans to the point to where she will actually create a group that actually has the ability to steal metahumans' abilities and basically use them for her purposes. So think of a more powered up Suicide Squad, in which these are the pre-stories leading up to Absolute Power. This wasn't bad. Again, I'm really surprised from a group that was written by Maines, drawn by Barrow, lettering by Freire and Lucas. Was definitely interesting. Of course, again, we still remains to be determined how they're going to do this with Waller basically getting exactly what she wanted. But again, worth reading if you are a fan of that.
So is that Martian Manhunter in the corner?
That in the corner is not Martian Manhunter. I forgot who that was. Now that I think about it, I'll tell you later. But it's escaping me at the moment who that person is. But moving right along, which is a really surprise from Marvel, Ghost Rider: Final Vengeance, issue number 1, written by Percy, drawn by Kim, lettering by Valencia. This basically, guys, is I'm not going to say the final kind of storytelling of Johnny Blaze. Just to give you a synopsis of this, because if you're wondering why it says Final Vengeance, imagine if the Ghost of Vengeance, which is basically giving Johnny Blaze the power to be Ghost Rider, let's just say that he decided that he no longer wanted to join with Blaze and goes on a road trip to find his new host. That's basically what this issue is about, leading to the fact of a new Ghost Rider, and Johnny's basically trying to track him down. It was a good first issue. Ghost Rider is probably one of my favorite MCU's characters, just because of how well written he is. So I'm definitely going to stick with this one and just see where it goes from there. But highly would recommend this as well. Another one I'm highly recommending. Me and Joe actually covered this, and we're still following it. Avengers Twilight, issue number 4, written by Chip Zdarsky, drawn by Daniel Acuna. If you are wondering what would happen in a post-apocalyptic world where the Avengers are seen as enemies, they're seen as enemies of the state. This basically is that story. Now, not to go into it. Obviously, you see Thor, but as we covered it, yes, we do know that. Of course, Lucas, Mr. Powerman himself, Luke Cage is in this. Cap, being a little bit older, is in this. Miss Marvel is in this. To give it a point, it did hit a turning point in this episode 4, but it was kind of explaining exactly who the big bad was. Not going to go into it because, again, it's a spoiler territory, but I will say it is worth reading. So definitely check out Avengers Twilight issue number 4. You will not be disappointed. Next one. This kind of falls into our co-pilot Kira at Roomful of Blurs, as she usually does her comic breakdowns every Sunday. So if you get to check it out, definitely check her out at Roomful of Blurs. She'll probably be covering this once she definitely does come back up. Fall of the House of X issue number 3. This falls within the Marvel current events of what's happening with Krakoa and the fact that X-Men are currently being hunted. Krakoa is more occupied by humans. Needless to say, guys, as you can see from the picture there, some things happen Some things happened, and some people are no longer with us, and some people got. I'm just gonna leave it at that. It was definitely not a sleeper issue. This was the issue to where it might have been the turning point for a lot of things going on in the ongoing battle. But again, a picture is worth 1,000 words. This was actually written by Duggan and Vernick, drawn by Morales, and lettering by Valencia. Would highly recommend this as well. And the last one, guys, of the night, again, I cannot stress this about this one. Ultimate Black Panther, issue number 2. Written by Hill, drawn by Caselli and Curiel. If you guys have not read issue 1, this is one that I absolutely cannot say anything about because this is part of the Ultimate series. So far, me and Joe, we did cover Ultimate X-Men, Ultimate Spider-Man, and of course, Ultimate Black Panther. If you have not read this, read the first issue and then come to issue 2. What I mean by that is, it's simply put, it's that good. I cannot stress it. I don't want to spoil it. There's really not a lot I can say about issue 2, except that Kira, if you're still watching, there's a surprise at the end of issue 2, and I think you will be pleased. That's all I'm going to say, because that falls in Kira's wheelhouse. That will also fall into Mr. Man on the Wall, Chris Fury's wheelhouse. But I will wait because not everybody has gotten their issues yet. So I will definitely wait for him to get that because I definitely know he will be pleased, as well as Kira and as well as everybody else. Definitely check out Ultimate Black Panther issue number 2. But that's our comic pool for a list for this week, guys. Again, definitely check them out. If you have comic books yourself that you're reading and you want to share with others on here, please put it in the comments. We will highlight them. We will bring them back up for the next podcast. Again, we are not the arbiters of everything good and whatnot. And there's so many titles out there. If you want to be able to share them with the rest of us here at Get Bit, please do so we can put that out there, because we definitely want to spotlight not just the name brand comics, not just Marvel or DC or IDW. If you have a comic book if you have a comic story that you're following that you definitely think other people should be reading, definitely put it out there so we can share it along, because we want to basically just share the love. So with that being said, guys, we're definitely going to wrap it up here because, like I said, kind of a slow news day. Happens sometimes, especially the fact that hopefully next week we will be back. Same Get Bit time, same Get channel, which I think, because that'll be on the 22nd, might be a little difficult because that is the Ghostbusters Frozen Empire premiere. We might be doing it Saturday. We don't know yet. But with that being said, Tafari, you want to let people know what you're doing and what you're up to, sir? Because you are kind of the hardest working man this side of social media, sir.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be on vacation, and I've done no relaxing whatsoever. So you can find me here on all platforms. I'm currently going through my own original watch of the OG X-Men because that show, I was a toddler when it came out. Same with Digimon. So I am currently making my way through season 4. Finally getting to season 5. On top of that, I'm posting skits in between. I just did one called "What If the Avatar Was a Twin," which is an idea I've had for a while. I've just been trying to up my green screen skills beforehand. So both of those are out right now. The way the band app has been upside my head, trying to get the X-Men video on all platforms, and it is a pain right now. But follow me on all platforms. I post regularly.
Cool. All right, because you are supposed to be on vacation, and yet you are working.
I have more free time to work on other things that don't give me free time.
But we do appreciate you, though, because you are the machine. You are the machine behind Blurred's Eye View, sir. And also, because me, Tafari, and many others are part of Blurred's Eye View, we cannot thank you enough, guys, for being over 3,000 subscribers. We can't stress this enough because we say this all the time, not only here on Get Bit, but also on Blurred's Eye View. You guys, we cannot do this without you. And you guys, within the last couple of months, have shown all the way up, and we appreciate that. But speaking of things to show up for, guys, we also do want to show love to Blurred Station. We got me, Tafari, and myself are a part of this wonderful conglomerate because, again, we need something that is for us, by us, for people of color, and for blurs and nerds to enjoy. That's Blurred Station. You love anime, it's here. You love manga, it's here. It's original television shows, it's here. We cannot stress this enough, guys, because again, keep a long story short, we don't want to create another Tubi to where we don't own it. For all those that don't know, Tubi is basically Fox. The guy who owns Fox owns Tubi, and Tubi used to be the cricket of networks, and now it's a heavy hitter because of Black creators. So I stress this very heavily. We have to support our own, build our own. And the only way we can do that, guys, is to do sites like Blur Station, put them up, share them, support them. Even if you can't donate, still share it. It costs $0 to share. But if you do want to point them coins somewhere, definitely hit the join now button, guys, that you can see up here. And if you'll be so kind to go to the Blurred's Eye View Affinity membership there, as you can see, it's for $10.99. You can select any influence partner there, whether it's myself at Black Spartan or Tafari at Tafari TV or any of our podcast brethren. Feel free to do so. We would certainly appreciate it. At the same time, guys, it's $10.99. $10.99. I don't know about you, but $10.99 means that you can still get streaming services and eat food. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would love to stream and eat because, well, both those things are required in order to actually enjoy yourself. So definitely check out Blurred's Eye View. Check out the Affinity membership on Blur Station. Again, $10.99 a month. At 36 months of paying $10.99 a month, guys, you have the ability to own a piece of Blur Station. I'm going to be honest with you. Paying 36 months at $10.99 is a whole lot easier than trying to go through E-Trade or Fidelity Investments, or basically paying a buttload of money to own a share of Netflix or Amazon Prime or Hulu. Whereas just paying $10.99 a month for 36 months gets you wonderful content as well as a piece of Blur Station. And again, owning is the big thing. And also for you content creators, the guys who say that we would love to join Blur Station, first and foremost, you do have to join to be a member of it. And then once you're a member of it, you can pitch your ideas to Blur Station. Here's the beauty about Blur Station, guys, for all you content creators out there. You get to keep your content. You own your content. All Blur Station wants is a piece of distribution. And I'm gonna be honest with you, that's not a bad freaking deal. Better than Tubi. That's all I'm saying. So
exactly.
But definitely check out BlurredStation.com, guys. Again, Blurred's Eye View Affinity membership. Any member there, support. I cannot stress that enough. Of course, as myself, guys, you can usually find me Black Spartan, Black. I have to get used to that because I'm so used to saying Black 447, and it sticks with me. But now that I've changed,
there's still no way of getting that back.
Yeah, it's still. But I'm like 447 was like a college thing I used to keep just because the dorm room was easy to find. But that's neither here nor there. But Black_Spartan 615 where you can find me on the socials. I usually do reviews on everything, including gym stuff, because again, I like to keep in shape. Again, guys, the link at the bottom, I'll make that a little bit bigger for you guys to see, where you can copy and paste this link into your browser. It'll take you to my link to YouTube and Facebook groups for all of my podcasts. How the Fact out here, Get Bit, Off of this podcast. They also can be found on. They can also be found on every social media by their names. I'm talking YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Again, I cannot stress this enough. Support, share, let people know about it. I cannot tell you how many times I had people come to me and say, "Oh, you're the guy that's on the television over at Rick's Comic City. Cool. Are you sharing?" No, I don't want you to go. I want you to go. Yes, we've shared, we've liked, we follow you. Because again, guys, it takes $0 to do that. $0. Now, if you want to donate, hey, we're like church. We'll take donations in any form except check because, we can't really trust y'all. But again, share, support, unify. That's all we ask. And again, definitely check us out as we can be found wherever podcasts can be seen or heard. So with that being said, guys, as we wrap this up, Joe will definitely be back with us next Friday. Again, he might be doing a solo route because with Frozen Empire coming out, I know Chad wants to see it. I want to see it. We've got to figure out how we're going to do that and definitely come back with our reviews on that. Aside from that, the last thing I'll say, guys, before we get out of here, I'm sorry, Tafari, did you have anything that you want to throw out there before we wrap it up?
Yeah, daylight savings sucks. I have not gotten that hour of sleep back.
I want to get my hour of sleep back. You know what? Mother Nature owes me an hour of sleep. I'm going to go find Mother Nature. You owe me an hour of sleep.
He gets it.
Mother Nature owes you an hour of sleep?
Yes. I worked too hard planting trees, stopping what's-his-face from the lower axe from destroying more trees. This is what I get.
And what game were you playing where all this was going down?
Okay, so if this is Fortnite, we don't talk about that because the amount of trees that I've cut down in Fortnite.
That hour of sleep is hurting you real bad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hurting me very bad.
Oh, Lord. But with that being said, guys, the last thing we'll say about Give It Podcast, guys, we are all about sharing fandoms. We know them. We love them. We share them with others. We highly debate them. I'm debating with another coworker, another co-podcaster of mine in our group over Star Wars versus Star Trek. We do all these things because number one, it's healthy. Number two, it's our fandoms. We love them. We defend them. And number three, it's how we make friends and bonds. The only thing that I do ask out of these fandoms is not to be toxic, not to be gatekeeper. Simply put, because you don't like something does not mean that you are the authority on it. It's about acknowledging other people's likes and dislikes and simply having fun with it. That's how we get to have peace in the world, when we can learn to actually enjoy fandoms the same way we enjoy food. You don't got to be the Gordon Ramsay of food. You just have to learn that not everybody's going to like your pumpkin pie. That's simply put. What was that?
And also, I have something to say. Sign up for Blurred Station or Omni-Man will find you.
Well, if they watched him, you know what? Let me shut up. That also being said, guys, we are definitely going to call it here. The replay will be back up tomorrow. With that being said, I hope Amazon doesn't come for us. Sign up for Blur Station or Omni-Man will come find you. You know what? If you get us a J.K. Simmons, shout out from that, I will increase your allowance 4 times over.
Yay!
If you get us a J.K. Simmons shout out from that, you won. I'm gonna be honest with you, you won. But with that being said, guys, that's gonna be our show for tonight. Again, be kind. Don't be a dick. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. Take care of each other, and we'll all get through this. Have a good night, guys. Peace.
Cheeseburger.